first topic today, we're going to be talking about so the first lady is Lily Phillips, and she recently just slept with 100 men and, you know, broke down mentally because of the whole, I say, endeavor or the acts that she was doing. But now she's like, I'm shooting for 1,000, because one other lady, Bonnie Blue, broke the record for sleeping with 1,000 men in one day. So both of these acts was in one day. So I guess that's why Lily Phillips was like, you know what? I got to beat that record, even though it damn near mentally broke me. I got to beat Bonnie Blue. So it's like a whole Olympics, the race to the bottom. They're all these females are starting to try to top each other. So I'm gonna play a few clips with Lily Phillips, and then I'm gonna play the ones for Bonnie Blue. And of course, y'all know I got some questions I want to throw at y'all. So let me go ahead and pull up some of these videos. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, this is what people are doing for attention now. This is like, fuck talent. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but sad too.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by I think like the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're going to do this. And like, it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal things at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know. But yeah, I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them, and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure of what to expect. I certainly didn't expect to see Lily so upset at the end of it all.
Yeah, let me play the other one, because she kind of had a change of heart. But yeah, it is. Give me 1 second. Let me cue that up.
Perfect. Are you still planning to do what I've called the 1,000 man challenge?
The man challenge. Definitely. Yeah. So my assistant's currently going through the 5,000 applications we have. It will take place in England.
Yeah.
They'll be getting, honestly, as quick as possible in, out. I just want a conveyor belt.
Right.
So as in like, we're hoping to get it done a lot before the 24 hours. We're maybe thinking most it'll be 17 hours.
So I saw the video of after you did the 100.
Yeah.
And you actually seemed quite distressed.
I was extremely overwhelmed. It was very, very intense. Obviously, just after finishing a 14-hour stunt of just constantly getting at it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we finished that, camera crew came in and started probing me with questions. It was very stressful. It was more just, I mean, it was super overwhelming, a super long, hard, stressful day. And then the camera crew probing me with questions for an hour. You know, that was kind of, if I'm honest, I wish I'd kind of set a boundary, because that was kind of the last thing I wanted, was just someone hammering me with questions after completing a really long, hard day. It's personally not how I would have told the narrative or how I would have edited it, but it definitely made for a very interesting watch. I've very much said what I did was hard and, you know, not easy. It's not easy money. Before I did all these crazy challenges, I was still making a good amount of money to support myself. So yeah, this wasn't something I went into out of desperation for money or anything like that. I mean, I've had a fairly comfortable life. My parents always super loving, and you know, at Christmas time they'd always spoil us and stuff like that. Nice holidays.
I read somewhere that you wanted to sleep with a 100-year-old man.
I did, but somehow I don't think it'll be quite as easy to find a 100-year-old man. I would love to, though. You know, if anyone's watching who's hitting the hundreds, hitting the triple digits, hit me up.
All right, that was the last one for her.
Mm.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, because one of the first things I was thinking in my mind, I was like, damn, she must have had a messed up childhood. She's like, no, my parents was very nice and sweet and spoiled us. I'm like, God. So you just did this shit out of just like curiosity, and you got to be destroyed.
Yeah, I think are they trying to beat Lisa Sparks' record?
Yeah, that's already beat the one chick that I'm about to play her videos next, Bonnie Blue. She beat Lisa Sparks, so that record was her thing in the past now.
This is wild. I mean, the whole thing, like a man telling you, like, "Hey, you promised us 5 minutes, only got 3."
Yeah. You know how much of a loser you gotta be to be like, my man was timing it. It's like, man, you're literally there for like, you sent the application in, like you're upset because you got 3 minutes instead of 5. Like, my man was like, look, this is my time to shine, damn it.
Yeah, and a lot of those, like, you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to release the goods. So you're numbered like 100 after 99 going in. Because that's how they get paid and that's how they count it. You gotta, and you gotta sit there, watch and beat the meat, and then when it's your turn, you gotta be ready to go in. So now we going for 1,001. Not the Dalmatian was 1,001. So only laughing because it's like it's surreal.
Yeah, no, it's crazy
so
when you think about it. Man, let me play the other one so we can break this down. Because yeah, yeah, this shit is kind of crazy.
It's not real. It's not real. It feels like it's not real.
Yeah, it's some different next level stuff.
We've had 1,000 men's inside of you today.
Yeah.
What hurts more, your mouth or your...
Probably done that a little bit. I don't need a wheelchair. Like, I am fine. Just feels like I've had a heavy day in the bedroom, which is exactly what I've had. I think if it had continued how it did for the first sort of 3-4 hours, I would have struggled.
Let's get a round of applause in the room, people. There we go. We've had 1,000.
That's the first one. So let me go ahead and play the other ones. Shout out to the British women, boy. They look like, was it the other one was British too? What they?
Yeah, they got that sexual energy, man. I tell you.
Yeah, she was like 4 hours. The first 4.
I'm the girl that lets men queue for hours too. But on the 11th of January, I want to give you a ticket so that you can skip the queue, get straight inside, and then straight inside me.
OnlyFans star Bonnie Blue claims she's broken the world record for having sex with the most men in it, sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours. She also said her skin has never looked better than it did after her busy day. The OnlyFans model revealed that she slept with over 1,000 men in 12 hours, breaking the previous record held by adult film star Lisa Sparks, who in 2004 slept with 919 men in one day.
We've had 1,000 men's inside of you today.
Yeah.
What hurts more, your mouth or your...
Probably done that.
We already seen that piece, so I gotta play it again.
The fact to go ahead, like 1,057 men, and then to talk about like her skincare regimen, I'm like,
yeah,
are we for real? Like, what?
So, man, the question I got first, man, like, who you think is worst on the females or the guys signing up for this?
Like, I'm gonna put this on the
applicant.
Because remember, like, there's something worse than a simp, and I call them out as the bottom feeders, and that's worse than a simp because a bottom feeder would do anything and everything to get near a woman and to have a piece of a woman, and to be 1,056, and you have to be 1,057 to go in.
So my thing is that, like, for the last person who had to wait so long just to get his turn for like a couple of seconds, how low of a guy do you have to be, right? And I'm for sure that it wasn't like he probably travel outside. They probably had him like in a confined type of space or whatever, and he had to wait patiently like a lapdog. Like to me, man, it's it doesn't really feel real, but at the same time, I understand because guys, they don't really have standards. And all those guys probably was like most of them probably was a bunch of incels anyways, waiting for their turn to actually have a full piece of like, you know, full piece of box. I'll just say it like that for a couple of
Not just
seconds.
any box, right? Adult entertainer box.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, this yeah, it's just and then to talk about it like she has a glow. I'm like, yo, like I didn't have access to 1057 box to get this glow. So like I don't want people to go out there in this world thinking they're gonna, you know, because it's like monkey see, monkey do, right? Everybody's want to try to beat this record now, and I'm just like, yo, like, what are people promoting out here? Like, what do people really want?
Yeah.
That's my question for her. Like, what is it that you really, really want? Because when you look at Mil Khalifa and how her life been going on for the past 10 years and how she's always crying about the aftermath of her being in porn, I'm just looking at people who do stuff like this. And nothing against porn or entertainers. I mean, that's a field, that's a business. But when you do something this extreme, I gotta ask the question, like internally for myself, like, what exactly does this person really want?
So
Man, I think it's the money. And I think, man, people are just so lazy, man. They don't want to work for anything and they want that fast cash because they're like, I want the lifestyle. But I think a lot of these females, where there's OnlyFans, you know, these ones that's doing this extreme stuff, man, they're making money. Because I think that one Bonnie Blue, she was saying like she's making some outrageous amount on OnlyFans, but you know, they gotta keep the gimmicks up because you know they're probably like spending crazy amounts. You know, they're not. If you got this type of mindset, you're not thinking logically all the time. So yeah, they're probably blowing through it, and you know, you got to be on something to be doing this type of stuff. So I think they're just that's what it is. It's just the money. But like I was saying in one video, I'm just like, man, what they don't understand, and I think because you know it's a little bit of that entitlement, and I think women just thinks like sometimes, you know, we don't get older and the market changes, you know, so in their mind it's just like, well, you know, after I do this, I'll clean myself up and I'll go find a good guy or something. So they have that they have that ego with them, and it's just like I was telling somebody, I'm like, okay, say you earn $1 million from doing becoming an adult entertainer, and you know you get into these type of industries, you earn $1 million, you take a $2 million hit on society, how they view you in the negatives. So it's like for every million you earn, it's like double negative hit that you take in like society imagery and shit like that. Cause it's just like, man, the stuff you have to do to make a lot of money, you're doing some wild shit. So like with her, 1,000 dudes, this is like, you just blocked yourself out from any guy that has his shit together, standards, and you got to submit yourself to weirdos. And you know, it's never going to work out. Cause I be seeing a lot of those like porn stars that will get married and they're like, did it work out? He was a weirdo. He was possessive. It's like, you those guys are just weird because no guy with any standards and some pride is gonna mess with somebody that 1,000 like hell no. So yeah, I just man, I think that it's that drive for money and everybody just wants to live that fast life and they're just not thinking it out. And they're just like bragging about it in the public. So it's like these videos ain't gonna leave. So even if you probably like did some stuff back in the day, you could disappear and you kind of stay behind the scenes. They're just like too visual with it. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy when they want to finally settle down and chill out. Because like you were saying, I think that was a good example. Stan, Mia Khalifa been trying to like detach from her old life, but she was like everywhere she goes. She was like even saying like the women are some of the harshest ones. The women like, I ain't want you around my man. I don't want you. You know, if they have kids, they take them to like teacher parent meetings and stuff. I seen one corn star. She was doing a interview and she was like, man, it was harsh, man, how like everybody just isolated her out of life and nobody was talking to her. So yeah, it was, I don't think people just think this stuff out, man.
Yeah, with I saw like a short of that corn star as well too, when she was like explaining, like there was a story about a girl's boyfriend came up to her, and I think he wanted to take a picture with her, and at the time she was having like a business meeting with some person, and she was like, no, like, you know, like, absolutely not, you can't take a picture of me. And then his girlfriend came by and told her dude, was like, hey, like, you know, see, I told you, like, that ain't her, because she ain't got enough cum in her face.
Yeah, I saw that. That was that one with Mia Khalifa and stuff. Like you said, she broke down and cried. But it's just like, man, that's how people kind of gonna they know you for, you know.
Also, like, hey, what's up, Wally? I want you.
What's good, Wally?
Doing.
So Wally, real quick, Wally, we're breaking down because we watched some of the videos of the Lily. I forgot her last name, but Lily and Bonnie Blue. So Lily is the one that slept with 100 guys in one day, and Bonnie Blue was the one that broke the record for the 1,057.
Lord have mercy.
In 12 hours.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Go ahead, Stan. I know you was about to say something.
I know, like, Mil Khalifa, like, there's porn actors who have successfully transitioned. There's other one that did wise things with their money, and they still go in and they dabble, but they pretty much, they're good with their life. Mil Khalifa, what I noticed with her, like, she still have the same look. Like, she never did anything to change the look. And I'm like, yo, girl, like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to get back in porn so you can increase the numbers? Because
try to say corn, because I think the P word. No, you good.
Back in corn. so you can have a higher fee, because there'll be a demand, because, you know, most people, when they leave, they change their looks. And they change their, they change their field. And so, like, with these young ladies, I don't know what's going to happen in their future, but this stuff, once it's on the internet, like, it's pretty much a wrap. And 1,057 guys had access to you, and you think they ain't do no selfies? So,
well, like, I think with Mia Khalifa, I think I think they actually try to get out there and separate from this stuff. But it's just like, man, like, no prestigious job or anything is really going to hire you up, because it's just like, it's so easy to find people, you know, doing background checks and stuff. So I think, like I was saying earlier, I think they're so bad with the money, you know, or they didn't make the wise investments where they got to kind of go back to that, you know, even though they might not want to. And then they probably try to date people for a while. But like I said, the dudes that they got to attach themselves to are typically going to be weirdos and dudes that are just probably fixated on trying to relive one of their scenes and stuff, that they eventually ain't going to like that type of person. So it's just, I think they just have to go back to doing corn and shit or X work, because it's just like, man, they ain't got no viable way to make any money and stuff. So, but Wally, what's your thoughts on them two records? The $100 people in one in 24 hours and 1,000 in 24. You think there's some mental issues going along with that?
Well, I'll say this. On one side, it just goes to show you how sick and sedated some of these females are out here. And then particularly as far as just those two. And then on another side, it just goes to show how desperate dudes are, like, out of nowhere. But I'm sorry to say it, because y'all dudes are the most easiest follow-ups. Like, literally, I feel sorry for any of them dudes that end up getting caught up with something, if they ever did, because 100 guys, you after the next guy, you have the biggest rip after you, the next guy let off. Like, I hope y'all motherfuckers wear condoms. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I hope y'all motherfuckers.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, this is because Stan, I asked a question earlier. Who do you think is worse in these situations, the female or the guys? And Stan, you said the guys, right?
I say it's the guys. You know why?
Hold on. Let me go around and get everybody down. I want everybody to break it down. How about you, M3? The guys, right? You said.
Say that question again about the females and guys.
Who's worse in this scenario for doing this act? The guys are would you say the female?
I would just say like the guys, man. All of them.
Okay. How about you, Wally? Who you think is like worse for doing his ass? The guys or the female?
Well, see, that's where it really. See, I would actually be on the other side. I'll be saying it's the females because again, we don't know if these dudes know what was going on as far as why this female wanted to be doing this. Hey, you can say what you want, Sam. All I'm saying is, if these dudes just knew, like, hey, this girl wanted to have fun, and I was willing to take it.
They knew.
Hey, if they all knew, well, shoot me. Well, then at the end of the day, then both of them are. Both of them are. There is no one side of this. There's just both of them are. Because, again, you just speak on the stupidity of messing around with some chick that's just willing to freak everybody. And then yet, again, I just truly hope that one of y'all wear a condom. I mean, most of y'all wear condoms because,
yeah, it's crazy.
I
would put it on because at first I was thinking about this earlier and I was like, man, it's the females because of the sheer number, you know. But now that I'm thinking about it and we started discussing, I'm like, I got to put it on the guys because they were submitting resumes, and then when M3 was like painting the imagery, I'm like, oh shit, like they just waiting in line, like like some weirdos and stuff.
But that end, see, you know what? If you say it from that end, then I would sit here and say, well, yep, you're gonna have to give it to the guys because guys are fucking gullible.
Yeah,
they're not gullible. They knew what they want. Here's something, right? I have friends. I've been to places and I've seen things, and I plead the fifth.
Oh shit! That's always the ultimate statement to some freaky shit.
You always song signs, man. You always song signs.
I'm gonna plead the fifth. You do have to get tested. A lot of and then that means there's no condoms. And then there was like one scene, like they call it gonzo scenes, right? Where it's like a freak off one girl, probably 5-10 guys, right? And one man said one man's pop shot is another man's lube. And I'm like, now can you imagine that being 1,000?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
yeah, because I would just say that it has to be the guys because of the fact, like, you're a number. Don't get me wrong, it's terrible on the females' part. But in the video, Wally, they were like, she was like mentioning like some of the guys were mad because it was like, hey, you said we have like 5 minutes for each person and we only got like 3 minutes. So she was like, they were like, it was like a conveyor belt. So it's like, man, just imagine you're like, even if you're in the 30s, that's terrible. Like, but I mean, when you start hitting like the dude that's like 900 or something, like, man, the contamination in that room and shit. So to even go through with the act, because man, I'll be so disgusted. Like, even if somebody was like, "Hey, man, go in a room," and man, after I would figure out why I'm like, "Oh hell no!" Like, I ain't touching that. So yeah, some of them dudes that's like just hanging out there all day. Because man, they said it was like for the one that hit 1,000, it was like 12 hours. So it's like, man, you're just literally hanging out in that room, and I know that room got to be funky, man. Like. And you just sitting there like, man, I can't wait till my time.
SJ, can you imagine the post-nut clarity?
Yeah, man, you like, man, what did I do in my life that I ended up here?
This is why I sit here and say, this is why I said both originally, because
yeah, I'm kind of thinking both myself.
Now that I'm thinking with a boatload of ninjas, and we're about to do this one thing to this female, bitch. I'm getting the fuck out of that line. I'm going out of here. What the fuck I'm doing? Well.
But did you hear what she said though? The first lady, because she's on top, the second one, right? And there's already 5,000 applications that they have to go through.
Yeah, because the one Wally, the one that like broke 100, well, did the 100. Now that the other girl did 1,000, she's like, I'm shooting for the record, and she was like, I already got like 5,000 applications for dudes signing up. So yeah, that's the pathetic part. It's like, damn, man, are we really this like pathetic?
As men, yes.
To this generation, last time I checked and heard, yes, there's a lot of men without sex these days.
Damn.
There goes sexless marriages and all this other shenanigans.
But if you look at the Lisa Sparks video, it was pretty much the same. I think it's not this day and age. I think it's something that's always been going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Because even before Lisa Sparks, there was another woman. I think she got up to 500, and you'll just see everybody just lining up to get something, to get a chance. And
yeah, you gotta get something. All right, it's called chlamydia.
Yeah. You gonna get. Because I mean, even if people test, this is like, man, say they did something like 2 days before. I'm pretty sure them tests can't like pick up unless it's like, kind of sitting in your body. So it's just, yeah, man, you got to be crazy as hell. You rolling some dice doing all this stuff.
Oh, the screen test they have is, I think it's almost RNA testing. Like it's very, like it costs almost, and I plead the fifth, and I'm going to say allegedly, $150 or $125.
Yeah, but I was listening to even some, I think corn stars that quit the industry, and that's like trying to tell people to stay away. And they were like, you know what? They don't test for like herpes and stuff like that. So they were like, man, you'd be surprised, like all the stuff that's going around and people that like bypass the test. Yeah, I was looking at I forgot the one guy's name. He does a lot of red pill stuff because he quit. He was like breaking it down, and some other female. But yeah, man, that shit just crazy when you start thinking about it. But let me ask y'all, man, say you had a child that was doing some stuff like this. Would you disown them in this case? Because I was thinking about that also. I was like, man, I'll disown them. If I done gave them a good life and they turned to this.
Oh, that first one, yeah, she was like, Christmas is quite well. We have lots of gifts. I get spoiled. My parents take great care of me. I'm just like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I couldn't disown my child. I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
Oh, I could do that happily. You know what I mean?
I'm with them three. I'll disown your ass quick. You ain't coming over here no more. God damn it.
That would be a less bill I could like definitely write off. If you're gonna do some stuff like that,
I'm gonna change my name and everything. I'm out of there. What about you, Wally? Oh, you're on mute, Wally.
I keep forgetting that. Nah, look. If I end up finding out supposedly my son was out there going with was a part of this list, and I end up finding videos, the main thing I'm gonna sit there and tell him, like, look here, you grown, you can make your own decisions. Have fun living that life out there, though. You ain't calling me when you get your ass in trouble. Your ass get cancer. I feel sorry for you. You better beat it.
What about the daughter? What happened if that was your daughter doing that? Same. You to the curb. Who? Your daughter.
Who?
Oh, okay, I got you.
He's like,
yeah. I'm with you, both of them. Yeah, like a son or daughter, they both disowned, man. I can't.
Man, just to go ahead and put them on the Haitian prayer, Wally. You know how that plays out. Everything you touch is gonna be doomed. You have to come back home.
Mm-mm. After you cross that line like that, the embarrassment, it's like, man, what did I? Yeah, especially if you gave him a good life, it's like, because think about it, man. I mean, she. Oh, go ahead.
I'll give it a perfect example. You know what? I will help them out. I will. You know how I'm gonna do it? They gotta sign this contract and waiver their last names. That's the perfect way. See, I help you out, and I detach myself from you. That's how we can do that.
That's a smart move. Like, look, change your shit. You got to just say I'm a friend. You can't even refer to me as a parent. That's the only way we could like say your dad like passed away in a plane crash.
Yourself, okay? Because man,
Them your kids. That's your
Not
DNA.
no more. You do something like that, I gotta. Hey,
And look here, I raised you in alignment to win and do what you got to do. But that ain't winning. That just being a sucker.
Hey, but you know, it's that type of simp stuff right there that will make me want to like retake a DNA test, because now I will question myself or question God. You know, what has my wife been doing? You know,
M3 was like, look, this can't be my genetics producing this like type of individual. So I need that test. Yeah, I'm gonna swab that mouth. I'm with you, M3. You'll be like, oh hell nah. You are not the father. Be like, take. You wouldn't even be mad. You'd be like, man, even though you spent all that money for like 20 something years, you're like, you know what? The fact that I could detach at this moment, thank you. I'll take that hit. I'm gonna walk on. They'd be like, but you're the only person that I do. I'm like, shh, shh.
Oh,
Shh. You're dead to me.
okay. Like, doesn't matter that they did it. So suppose it was for like Vivid as opposed to OnlyFans. Would it matter who was the outlet? Like,
No, it doesn't matter the outlet. But I think in this case, like, since you're trying to, it's like you're almost doubling down on the fuckery. Like, you're trying to break records on some like immorality type shit. I can't mess with you at that point. Because I mean, just thinking, huh?
Guinness World Record. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. When you break records and stuff, like, man, you trying to be the MJ of fuckery. You know what I'm saying? I can't be aligned with that. No, like
your last name forever. Guinness World Book of Records. I'm just like,
well, because even think about the one girl that was like, man, you know, after the 4th hour, I can only remember like a few of them. So it's like, man, you damn near got to detach from your body to like do some shit like this. So it's just like, man, the psyche that you gotta have, like, I don't know you no more. That's why I was like, I could walk away happy. Like, yeah, everybody was like, that's your kid. Why? How could you do that? Easily. like M3 said.
It was sad because she said, and I gotta ask some questions at the end. I'm like, yo, like the questions he asked was like, are you okay? What makes you do this? Like, what? Those are real questions. You did this event. You broadcast it. He didn't do anything wrong but to ask the questions. And you thought like you're not going to do it. I don't know what happened between that and then the current part where she's like, yeah, I got 5,000 applicants. We're going to beat the next. I'm like, you just went from 100 and you didn't like that. How you going to get, and you calculate how much it's going to take you to get to 1,000 plus. The other woman went to 1,057. And she's like talking about like how, you know, her skin is cleared and everything else. And
Yeah, like she had some proactive on set.
Yo, I'm just like looking at these people. I'm like, yo, like, who's next? Like, it's gonna be everybody's gonna be doing this. Next person in Australia, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody in America gonna do it. Like,
but see, this is the stuff that this one thing I really don't like about some of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you make a conscious decision because you want the money, you want the fame, and you definitely want clout. But then it's like after when it's all said and done, because you pretty much captivated so many souls, you had so many souls into your body. And please, I hope a lot of them was not black men. Please, for the love of God.
You know, there's some brothers in there.
Yeah. But the thing is, but now you kind of like cry as the victim and cry wolf, and that's that sorry like sob stuff that I really do not like at all. Like, I mean, come on now, like just take it with strive. You completed a record, you did a goal, whatever, and now you're a 304 forever. Okay, you're listed on there. So I don't know, man. It is bizarre to me.
But the one that did the 100 and was crying afterwards, it's like that's what Stan was saying. It's like, man, the fact that you want to go to 1,000, man, you know, like, man, you had a mental breakdown because that dude was just asking basic questions and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it set in for a little bit, but like I said, it's just like, oh, well, she got 1,000. Let me go get that money. You know, it's just they don't understand. Like, they're not thinking long term, like the damage this is doing, and they're playing into it. Like you were saying, Stan, the one girl's like, oh, I got my skin's glowing. it's like, man, you're doubling down on this. It's just like, man, you're eventually, I don't think people realize, it's like they think in a moment, like, okay, I don't want no relationship. I'm having fun. I'm making money. But it's like, man, eventually you're going to want to be with somebody. You know, I'm not saying you want to be married, but it's like, you're going to want somebody that's like a good person that got to say shit together. You're not going to want no weirdo. And it's just like, man, that's the place you pretty much put yourself in. And you're going to get older. So it's just like, they're not thinking about none of that stuff. So they took themselves out the game.
They still trapped in high school. That's why.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But the crazy part of this though, some corn actors have become ministers or prophets, right? And they have gotten married. And they have gotten married. And that's the part about it. There are men that will wife them up and will want to make them I forgot what somebody called it. I forgot what they call it. Oh my goodness. It was something about making like you making them a good woman. A woman that's suitable for society because now she's married and God's forgiven her sins and everything else. And that's what Christianity is supposed to do anyway, right? But
supposedly.
So you're gonna start making me put a roast on Chris Wall.
No, but Stan, that
you
know, I don't do these side things.
You can't turn a hoe into a wholesome wife.
Not at all. Not at all. And Stan, that was what we were talking about that one time, as far as the issues in the church where people think they could change everybody and the forgiveness. It's like, I definitely believe in forgive and forget, but I think a lot of people use that as like coverage to hide their desires and shit. Because if a dude marries a female like that in church, that means he overlooked all the females that's in church that don't do that. So 9 times out of 10, he's probably looking at that girl like, oh, she's beautiful. I would just want to be with her for the looks. And they're not being honest. So that's why I'm saying, that's why it's like kind of full of shit. Cause it's like, there's a lot of females in church that ain't doing that. Probably don't look as hot, but don't have all the like mental baggage and stuff like that. So yeah, if those dudes align with that, even the one that was like with Megan Good, it's like, come on, man, there's pretty girls in the church. So you went with her just because of the celebrity status, your desires and stuff. So man, people don't be telling the truth. So they'll hide behind her forgiveness. It's like, nah, you went over there because of your desires. Stop bullshitting.
But here's the part about it, right? Like you're forgiven by God, right? You're not going to forget, because the forget part, the reason why you don't forget is that you're supposed to have compassion for the next person that's coming through. Wally, you there? Because you look frozen. Oh, okay, okay.
Wally's like, let me listen to this bullshit real quick. Wally be listening. While he's observing, listening, he gonna break it down.
And I agree with you, because one of the women, like, she did a lot of scenes with Mandingo, and they're like, and she's married, right?
You say you can't forgive that shit. You definitely can't forget that.
What the world?
Yeah, she's like, no, my husband, he's a good size. He's 7. Yeah. And I'm just, so right, and so like, it's but like it's one of those things where if you do like the person or love the person and you're building a life together, I think a lot of times men will take that, like, oh, I always like this person, now I have this opportunity, let me put my bid in. Because at the same time, I'm not saying anything that anybody said in this panel is wrong, but if men are willing to be the 1,000, I can't even say it, 57th man to go after 1,056 guys.
Yeah.
There's a man out there that's gonna marry her, and they're gonna have a family.
No, facts. They're gonna find somebody, but the issue is when they get with that type of person, it's like the the mentality of that man. You have to be like, you have to have no drop of pride. You have to be just missing out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they're gonna find people, but they're not gonna like them. Because it's like the true character of those individuals, those type of guys is gonna come out, man. Those guys got to be so insecure. So probably the time they walk out of the door, knowing what they used to do, they're like, "Oh, where are you going? You cheating on me?" You know what I'm saying? Because it can't work out. Like you said, if you know somebody did like all this stuff, man, ain't no way in hell. Like, the only type of person that can forgive that and get with somebody, man, you're mentally not there. So even though you might go to church and stuff, you have some issues. And you probably can't see it at that moment, but once they give it that interview, yeah, it's gonna flare up.
Now, on the flip side, though, like if Lola was here, she'd say, "Well, how about the man?" And should a woman look past a man's past, sexual past, if he's going? I can't see no man being with 1,057 men or 1,057. No, I can actually see
women.
Oh, women, but you know, depending on the men doing, right?
Yeah.
Because Lola was here, Lola would like put it. You know, not saying bad what Lola would say. Love you, Lola. But it's just like the fact that on the flip side, like, are women obligated to forgive a man for being in the industry?
No. My thing is, it's all dependent on what you accept, and most guys just ain't gonna accept it. You know what I'm saying? There's ones like you said that will accept it, but typically that if a guy would accept something like that, like you said, especially Mandingo, like if a chick tell me like, "Hey man, I used to holler at this good dude, Mandingo," I'd be like, "Hey, well, you hang in there, you have a great day, I'm out of there." Like, I don't give a fuck. You was the nicest person on the planet. I'm like, hey, peace out. Like, you have a great day. Like, hang in there, champ. Like,
you're not gonna at least try?
Nah, I'm good, man. There's too many women on the planet. I don't got no scarcity mindset. Nah, I'm just gonna dap her up. Like, hey, you have a fantastic day. This ain't gonna work out. She be like, what?
Better for you, because what is this brother name? I don't remember his name, but I remember his face. So you know that brother that was on Blackish, that dude that was from The Office, like in The Office.
Blackish, yes. Oh
okay.
yeah, he went after
you know his story when he mentioned, I dated one of many Shaq's ex, and the moment we were dating and everything, I was like, see, I should never come behind Shaq. And I was like, see, and that's the whole point. Never be coming behind none of these tricks. One loving multiple rounds. Trick out of here. Look,
yeah, I'm out of there, Stan. I ain't trying. My curiosity ain't that good.
But the ladies said that it snapped right back up after a while.
Yeah, they can say whatever they want to, but
I don't give a fuck what they say. Look,
I'm good.
Hey, look, your past. I'm glad you came clean. Do one thing for me. Do what most other motherfucking porn stars do. Fly and go to the other fucking country that they don't know them. You'll find love there.
Facts, Wally.
So there's no hope for these ladies after this?
Not at all. Like you said, the one that went into church, I seen her thing, man, where she's in there, she's a pastor, but let me walk in there and I see somebody that was on some video. I'm walking the hell out. Like, man, I probably can't go that far with the forgiveness. Definitely change your life, be better. But yeah, I couldn't listen to no person that had that past. Like, I'm out of there. I'm sorry.
I had like a coworker a while ago. She's related to, it was a Bay Area one. She's very popular, right? But then when you meet all the women in that family, they all look like her. And I was just like, this is a dangerous family. All the women.
But see, all the other ones wasn't doing all that nonsense. So you snatch one of them up. You know what I'm saying? you don't get the one that step over to like society, third rail, man, that like go against the society norms. Like, damn that. Like, because I mean, there's a certain mindset, because like those females got to be so detached from, like, it's almost look like they soulless at this point, man, with the stuff that they were saying. And it's just like, man, you invite that type of stuff in your life, man, you
of course,
that shit could come back to haunt you.
Every single stroke. That's why they saw.
But the first girl, Wally, she said she was just numb to it after. She only remember 10 guys.
Of course, she's numb to it. She was taking every stroke.
Well, the one that was 1,000, she was acting like she was a trooper. Like she looked like she could have probably went 30 more, and she was probably in there eating Mickey D's, cracking jokes. So she was just out of it.
Go to 2,000.
Oh, that guy, the trooper.
I want to go to 2,000, and when you look at them, right, I'm like, you could have gotten a football player or somebody they're gorgeous women from the UK. You could have gotten a Sheik or anything else.
Yeah, they could have definitely got a little actor, a cricket player, somebody shit.
Somebody from the royal family. You know, like they have that look. Why would you do this?
Hold on, let me play this one video for Wally. Let me just play this one for the one with 1,000.
Lord have mercy.
You've had 1,000 men's inside of you today.
Yeah.
What hurts more, your mouth or your...
Probably done that a little bit. I don't need a wheelchair. Like, I am fine. Just feels like I've had a heavy day in the bedroom, which is exactly what I've had. I think if it had continued how it did for the first sort of 3-4 hours, I would have struggled.
Let's get a round of applause in the room, people.
You see how she's just talking? Wally, you see how she just talking like that was a regular day? 4 hours, that's like half a regular work day. She was just like, yeah, this is nothing, man. I'm straight, just a little sore, you know. Got a massage earlier.
I don't got one admission here.
Mm-hmm.
If no black woman comes out and do anything like this, understand we got to get some leniency to the sisters. That is what you.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Wally. That's funny you said that. I'm like, hey, back to back. This is 2 UK chicks. We owe the sisters an apology. Like they getting outdone over here. Sisters ain't over here breaking records like this.
Not yet. But that's the fact. That's the part for me.
That's what I'm saying.
That's scary because everybody else.
No one don't pick up that challenge.
I don't think black women have any time for that. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
not yet.
You might have like maybe at least like 1 out of like 100,000 black women, but I don't even think they will go to the extreme like that. Not in America.
But you know, like if you look at the clout,
I'll throw you one.
Go ahead. You throw one.
Oh yeah, no, I'll throw you. I think there's a couple of ones you can pick around here that's willing to do that. If they're on that type of time, but
yeah, because I think what will happen, like if there's demand for it, or whoever these people that's producing this and paying them the money, and I'm sure the money is not that big to do this. Again, when you and you want to show him the first lady, the other one, SJ, so you can see what she looks like. Cause they could go on to modeling, acting.
No, they definitely attractive females, man. But it's something mentally broken in them, man. Like,
and that first,
and you could kind of see it, man. You could spot it the way they talk. Like they're trying to act like this shit ain't impacting them, but it definitely is. Yeah, look, I'll play a little bit of the first one.
All right.
Yeah,
they're all right. Just like you say, so I gotta take a moment.
Well, here's the first one, the one that did 100.
Like by the, I think like the 30th,
saying
you know,
shit.
like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just.
But yeah, I'll stop it right there. But yeah, can you imagine the dude that's got a, like you said, Stan, the one that would even wipe that up? It's just like, man, you.
Man, look,
you a stat. You a stat messing with her.
Fake tears. Calling it right now. She's selling fake tears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I will say this, though.
Oh, go ahead, M3.
Now, out of like the guys that we may say like they're at fault, or the women themselves that is initiating it is at fault, I think who will really be more at fault, and I would not feel sorry for them, and they can have all 10 times damnation as much as possible, is that if you're a guy that you knowingly know what type of woman she is, and especially you've been warned through social media, and then you still wife her up, thinking that you could play Superman or Cam Newton, that's on you. Whatever else happens to you.
Cam Newton. Shout out to Cam. Now, I agree with you, M3. Yeah, the dudes that like Stan said, like try to do the whole like, well, I forgive the past stuff. I be looking at them like, hey man, I got my stuff together also, but I'm not going that route. There's a lot of females that ain't stepped into that lane I'll get them females some mental health. I'll throw some dollars at some psychotherapy sessions for them. So that's the whole like help others. But as far as like wife, I can't go there with them. So yeah, any guy that does that, I'm with you in 3. I'm looking at you sideways like you's a sucker. Don't give me that whole Bible shit.
The help she needs, though.
Huh?
Is she told you this is the help I need?
What help with? What kind of help, Stan?
She wants to be in a relationship.
I'll be like, look, I'm not the one. I'm pretty sure there's a sucker out there that you could get and find. But
no, I'll go even further. Forget that. I'll go even further. You know what? You need some love. Here's a hug. First one, here's a hug, and then 2, hey, look. I may forgive your choices, but it doesn't mean I forget your choices. You be gone, heathen.
I ain't hugging no hole, man.
If he said I can't even hug you, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, look, I have one of those like nuclear suits on.
Praise you for speaking your truth. But speaking your reality. But at the end of the damn day, what you did is what you did. Now do the time. You know what they say? Once you make your bed, you better do your time. Just do your time. Do your time. You must suffer your own consequences.
But Stan, God could wash away your sins, but He can't wash away the semen. God damn it! But my bad. I had to throw that joke in there. But
I think M3 wasn't here when I told M3 what one guy said in one of those Gonzo scenes. M3, he said this, and I quote: "One man's pop shot is another man's lube."
What the? Wait, who said that?
Yeah.
So like to those men, the 5,000 applicants.
Yeah, your boys. Whoever said that is a beast. That cat probably got like 3 diseases and gout, all at once.
You just can't make this up.
Oh, yeah, that's God. But all right, man.
Quick question though. Suppose this is the future for men too. Like, what like you're going to sign up for jobs like this because that's one job that AI can't take.
You better learn today.
Man, if this is the future for jobs, and I gotta be like 1056, I'm building a rocket. I'm going to the moon. I'm gonna be on some Star Trek shit. Yeah, I could no longer be on Earth if that's the case. I'm good.
Oh man,
go into the woods.
You'll catch me with a robot. Just hugged up with some a hologram or some shit, some AI. Yeah. Before I get with I'm 1056. Yeah, I could do it. I'll tap out the game and you see me with the robot chick. They be like, look at this sucker. I'll be like, hey, I just can't be 1057. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
And plus, AI is going to take over eventually, anyways. Though,
say it again.
What I mean? You're gonna have some robo. They're gonna have some robo dick anyway. They're gonna take over. If that's what you're asking.
No. They want the men to go ahead and finish at what was it, 3 minutes?
Yeah. And 3-minute time slots. They said them dudes was angry. Them dudes was like, well, I only got 3 minutes. I've been here all day.
5. I've been dreaming about this the whole life.
That's the thing. You offering free cooch. Why I cannot, do what I want to do in the pouch for my time frame.
But it's not free because your face is there. I think they have to sign a application or something. And everybody's going to see you. And they do a countdown. And that's the part that's crazy. That's
the part that tells you right there. You should have known you wasn't going to come here and look, you're here for a short time, not a long time. That's the problem with these mofos. And they still took the bitch.
Yeah.